What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes always catch up with the biggest names in the sport. Today we get to talk to the Hanyak, also known as Dustin Jacoby. I looked it up, Dustin. That's comes from your kickboxing days. Then I looked up the definition. Took me to something having to do with Korean rehabilitation. I do see you in a rehab room right now, but what is Hanyak exactly to you?
So the Hanyak to me came from my grandmother. She'd always call my twin brother and I little Hanyaks when we were acting up, being crazy guys. It's like a German saying. If
Unruly
you look,
children, right? Something like that.
when say it again.
Unruly children or something like
Yeah,
that.
they're just a crazy guy. It's a rebel without a cause, an aggressive
Yeah.
athlete. I think if you look up the definition, it's even street slang for meth, which is kind of out there.
Holy
But
cow.
but to me, man, my grandma would always call us little Hanyaks. If we were acting up, she'd like, "Get out of the house, you little Hanyaks! Like you guys are being crazy." And yeah, man, I was getting my hands taped for my first ever kickboxing fight, which was February 1st, by the way, the day I'm going to be fighting in Australia. I know the cards for January 31st, but we're going to be fighting Sunday over in Australia live, and that's February 1st. That was my first ever kickboxing match in 2013, and I was getting my hands wrapped. The guy asked me if I had a nickname. I told him no. He was walking off. I took my headphone out. I'm like, hey, hold up. You know what? But tonight I do. Call me the Hanyak. And I walked out. I knocked out all three guys that night and won a little contract with Glory Kickboxing, and the Hanyak stuck ever since.
I like it. An unruly or out of line Polish soldier is one thing I found.
Yep.
Then I found out uh, it's in Czech, meaning the Czech Republic, I guess maybe. Let's see here. It's like a Czech and Polish slang for rascals, heathens, scalawags. You and your brother were heathens, huh?
That sounds about right, man. That sounds about right. Yeah, he's just the Hanyak's a crazy guy. He's I saved that for the octagon.
Yeah. All right. You still a Hanyak nowadays? You get unruly, like if someone cuts you off on the road or anything, or are you chill?
I definitely can be, but for the
Really?
most part, I am pretty chill. But I do have that dark side to me, that crazy guy. Yeah, someone cuts me off. I am an aggressive driver, so that was probably a bad example for me to save myself here. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm chill for the most part, but the Hanyak is in me. It does come out at times.
So you didn't outgrow it from when you were a kid.
I'd be lying if I said I did. It's still in there.
All right. You're in Colorado, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I just always thought that was a chill state.
Well, it is
Um,
a chill state, man, but I'm not the most chill. I am a chill guy. It's crazy, man. You got two different sides to me. I try to save the Hanyak for the octagon, but someone cuts me off on the road. I am an aggressive driver. I have to admit it. My wife would be the first to admit it, so I
you
can't
you
hide from that.
you just use these, or do you got a bat? Are you strapped? How serious you take this?
I'm not taking it that serious. I'm the guys are going to be fortunate that I just let them go and have their day, but I do tend to get a little aggressive behind the wheel.
I think what you should do, should go to for all fighters, is almost make 100 cards like business cards, and just have it show like your topology record, and just go, hey, I'll tell you what, you
Yeah,
win.
look, QR
That was
code
my
to
bad.
scan.
Take my business card. And then when
You
they get back in the car, they're like, "Holy shit, this guy's got
you
like
know you know what
20
I do.
KOs
You know
in
what cards I
MMA."
do keep in my truck is they're little cars and they say learn to park. When somebody parks like an asshole, like if I go to park, I got my truck and half their cars like in my parking spot, and I try not to park next to them anyway. But if the parking lot's completely full, that's the only parking spot. I've got these cards and it says learn to park. And what does it say exactly? It's like, please learn to park, or you parked like an asshole. Please fix it. Oh man, I wish I had it in front of me right now. I
I
could tell
like
you,
those.
but it's kind of like a polite, mean way to say learn how to park. Like,
Right.
and I always write like a good note on there, like, hey man, God bless you, but learn how to park. So it's I usually leave them on the cars, be on the window, and then they'll come out and be like, which asshole left me this? And I'm already gone. So.
Yeah.
I
Um.
like your idea though, the QR code. Add that
But
to your card so when
I
they go,
do
ooh,
Yes.
like
this,
that.
this.
And my license plate is Hanyak, so people already think I'm a crazy guy, I'm sure.
Exactly. Today I was watching. I already sent it to Goes earlier. there was a bit done, I think, on the Dr. Phil show. He's asking his co-host, hey, you think you could take Chuck Liddell? And he goes, yeah, I'd fuck him up, and apparently they're joking, obviously, right? But they set it up, and Chuck Liddell actually comes out, and
He
the
was
dude was like
pissed.
looking at him, going, "I'm sorry," and then he's going, "Man, I'm nervous. He's gonna be backstage." He obviously he knew it was a bit, but he was like, he didn't look like he was too into the bit. But it was
Right? You
pretty
look like
funny
he's
to
ready
see
to take
him.
my head off.
It's like the ghosts left him,
Mhm.
That's why I was saying maybe a nice, if you put your Tapology or something, letting
I
people
do
know.
like that. Yeah, put a QR code on there,
And then
scan
that
it.
way you can just be the chill guy that drives away. Hey, I'll tell you what, that was my bad. I apologize. Here you go. If you ever need
Take
to
my
look me up.
card.
Yeah, take my card. Um, you're in recovery, recovering from a workout right now. Show us again those things you have on your legs,
Yeah, I got these compression boots. I just had a hard wrestling practice today.
right?
And then I come over here to Barwis where I do my strength and conditioning and I do some heavy aerodyne bike work. And we really got after it today. So I've already
So you,
showered up. I ate. I got rubbed
Mhm.
down a little bit. And I got the cupping and the scraping done. And now I'm just chilling with the recovery
Wow,
boots on.
all
So
that after a workout?
got to, man. And then I'm gonna go
Damn.
home and I sit in my ice tub. I got an ice bath at home. I usually do that about 5 p.m. for about anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes, depending on how I'm feeling. And then I'm done for the day.
And how long did you do the compression?
I think it's set for 20 minutes today. So I've got about 6 minutes left. I usually do it for 20 minutes.
If you didn't do all that, would you still be okay, but just sore? Are you actually like breaking
Well,
down here,
I
like your
tell you
body?
what, man, I'm getting older. I'm 37 years old now. This will be my 53rd pro fight between kickboxing and MMA. And yeah,
Road rage,
the body day has some road rage out there. No,
ten
the
and zero
body
on the road.
definitely feels it these days, man. It's not. I used to be able to just hop right on the mat, no stretching, no nothing, just get right into it, and it's definitely not like that anymore, man. I spend a lot of time on my recovery, and I do a lot of time warming up as well. Like I said, I used to get to practice. Right, practice starts at 9. I'd be there like 8:58, strap my gear on, and boom, I'm ready to go. Now I'm there like 8:15 and it's like 30, 45 minutes of stretching and getting loose, getting a little sweat on before we get into practice.
Listen, man, God bless you and your career and everything. We enjoy covering you guys as athletes. You guys are phenomenal. But every once in a while, man, when I see Don Fry, who's a good friend of ours, by the way, Amar Coleman, and some of the way, the way they move around, you can tell their back, their neck. Do you ever think about that? Like when it's time to shut it down, and hopefully modern science has prepped this generation to not have to go through what the older generation went through.
Yeah, no, I certainly think about that, man. I tell people all the time it's a tough way to make an easy living. There's no doubt about it. But I've been doing it. This is my 16th year professionally. And, I haven't slowed inside the octagon at all. I'm still as fast as ever. I'm still electric in there. But the training is where I have slowed a little bit. And I do see those guys, those older guys, and I see them, and, the crinks in their necks and moving all slow. And I'll tell you right now, man, I'm doomed. I am screwed for the long run. I've done a lot of damage to my body, but that's why I do this now. I've been smarter about the recovery. Pretty much I'd say the past 5 years, I've been really on top of the recovery, and it helps big time. When I ice bath, when I wake up in the morning, my joints aren't as sore. My knees, my elbows, my wrists, my legs, they're not as sore, my ankles. But if I don't get in that ice bath and I don't cold tub, I definitely feel it more the next morning. So I'm just doing everything, that I'm supposed to be doing to take better care of myself. And I wish I had done it when I was younger. I tell these younger guys on the team all the time, I was that guy, and you only learn through experiences, right? The best lessons in life are the true experiences. And I wish I'd taken better care of myself when I was younger, but I was very gifted, physically blessed in that way. And thankfully I was able to, get through it. And now I'm just a little bit wiser and smarter.
By the way, all that stuff you mentioned sounded like torture. I've done the ice bath, but scraping, that
Ooh,
sucks.
Ooh.
That hurts so bad, man.
It does, man. It doesn't feel great when you're doing it. I think one of my buddies was making fun of me earlier. I'm like, well, you get on this table and let him scrape you. Like, it does
Hmm.
not feel good, but it feels good afterwards.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what were your thoughts when the UFC brought your opponent's name, Jimmy Crute, to you? What were the first things that went through your head as him being your opponent?
Oh, super excited, man. I love the matchup, and I've been seeing this matchup come about for a long time. It's just kind of seemed inevitable. There's certain guys that you watch compete, and I just kind of knew. Even when Crute fought that Contender Series fight, I think that was 2018. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was 2018. I wasn't even in the UFC at that time, but I remember watching it. I remember being like, man, I'm better than that guy. I can beat that guy. And then just watching his career, he fought a teammate of mine, Anthony Smith. So, I was part of that training camp, and that was when I had just got back into the UFC. That was 2020, and yeah, man, it was just an inevitable matchup. I think Crute's a great guy. I think he's a guy that I'd get along with outside the octagon. Um, but business duty calls, and business is business, and we both signed the dotted line to go in there. And as I always say, man, may the best man win, and I'm really looking forward to the matchup. What got me excited was traveling to enemy territory, going to his home country, his homeland, and I can't wait thinking about that walkout, thinking about the crowd booing me. I thrive in those situations. I love the chaos, and that's what at this stage of my career, at 37 years old, I've done it all. I've seen it all. That's what fired me up the most is Jimmy Crute in Australia. You say less. Let's go.
Man, I love to hear that type of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. Support from everybody is great, people cheering you. But for some reason, when people are telling you you can't do something and you throw
Oh,
it in front of all of their faces,
I
that feels
love it.
way better.
I
Yeah,
love it, man. It
I'm
gives me
down for
chills
that.
right now hearing you say that.
50K, does that give you chills? Is that something that popped in your mind when you saw the matchup?
Hell yeah, man! It's definitely a fight that could be a fight of the night, fireworks. If Crute allows it, he's kind of changed his style up a little bit, and he's more of a heavy wrestler, heavy grappler. I'm pretty good at defending those. I think that he's going to be relentless with that in the first round, and I'm prepared for it. That's why, I'm in here at the Aerodyne bike, in here at the hard wrestling practice, and just making sure that I'm prepared to be able to stop those takedowns, and then deliver damage. That's another thing about it, man. When guys try taking me down, it's not as easy. I think that they think it is easy until they get in there with me. And then it's just a whole different presence when you get, face to face. And I'm pretty good at delivering damage when you're trying to take me down as well. So hopefully he goes in there and it's a good scrap, man. But I'm telling you right now, I promise you, I think he's going to be relentless with the wrestling at the beginning. And, Crute's a guy that also fades a little bit. So I don't know if he's going to be, if that's his only game plan. I don't know, but I'm going to be prepared for it. And I know my cardio always holds up. I look back to the Kutlaba fight. I took that fight on short notice. It was 1 week's notice. They called me the Saturday before. I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings, hammering beers, eating a shit ton of wings, and got the call on Sunday morning for that next weekend. And Kulaba, that's a dangerous guy, man. You see him. He took me down like 8 times in round one. I got up every single time. Then he was completely shot, was completely gassed, and I kind of took over that fight. And I still think, that fight was a draw. I still think I won that fight. I think Kulaba thinks I won that fight. I mean, we shook hands in the octagon afterwards, and he, after the decision was read, he's like, "You won that fight." And I was like, I thought so too, man. But it is what it is. We live to fight another day. But that was on short notice against a guy that just wanted to relentlessly take me down and faded before I did. So, I've known about this fight for a long time now, and camp's been going great. Cardio's really good, and I'm excited to get out there and do the damn thing. Start the year off right.
Dustin, so your division is very unique for me, at least. We'll see if you agree with this. Most divisions, you feel like you're climbing a ladder, right? You go like that. But yours feels like there's a guy in the center and there's a bunch of people around him. And depending on the timing, any of those people can kind of make sense. If you get a win here, it would be three straight where do you think you are in that pecking order? Because a lot of those guys have fought each other. So
I
there are
know,
certain
man.
scenarios where you're like, I don't want to see that again. I'd rather see somebody else. And I think you can kind of jump the line on a couple people. How do you feel?
I so agree, dude. I think the same exact way, and when I win, I usually win by a big knockout, and it's pretty exciting and electric. And I said it in the post fight interview of my last fight. There's nobody in this division that I cannot stand across from and make it a fight. I'm telling you, Jan Blachowicz and who's the guy he just fought? What's that bald headed guy's name? Like I want one of those guys.
Bogdan Guskov.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, and again, I'm not knocking anybody. The whole division's tough. Everybody can put you out with a punch, but there's not a single guy that I can't stand across from. I go in there and knock Jimmy Crute out. I mean, anybody at the top five, I'm built for it. I've been through it. It's not feed this guy or we got to build this guy up. No, I'm 37 years old. In the big picture, I'm at the end of my career. There's no doubt about it. Do I have some life left in me? Absolutely. Do I feel great? I do. But I'm right there, man. You go get a big knockout. I mean, would it be bizarre to call for a title shot? I don't know because like you said, there's all these guys. There's one guy in the center, and now you got all these guys. You've already seen certain matchups, and there's certainly guys that I can go in there and compete with at the very top of the division. I mean, Alex Pereira, he's no longer champ, or no, he is champ now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is champ now. Is he going to go to heavyweight?
I don't
Who
think so.
knows? There's so much going on. We don't know for sure.
I would not be
Everyone's trying to,
surprised.
get inside this White House card, so they're willing to move
Exactly.
up or skip around. But that once all that kind of gets settled, I think everyone will settle in their weight class.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Pereira tried going to heavyweight and they tried doing a John Jones Pereira for the White House card. The White House card is kind of sucking everybody in. Everybody wants on that card, and it's kind of taken away from what's actually going on. But yeah, man, I think with 3 knockouts in a row, I'm right there. Give me an opportunity to. Where I dropped the ball is when I fought Dominic Reyes,
Yeah.
and that one really hurt me. That really, it's like, dude, you got finished. You had your opportunity. You got knocked out in 2 minutes. And I'll be honest with you, man, I just was not completely focused and dialed in that fight. And, I thought I was at the time, but dude, I stepped in that octagon. I was like looking around the crowd. I was looking for my wife. I was trying to find her. I was trying to see people I knew. That's not where your mind needs to be right before you get into a fight, And I
Mhm.
100% dropped the ball on that one, and it's up to me to go out there and clean up that mess and continue knocking guys out, getting wins, and try to get back into that top tier.
If in 2026, if they told you, give us a guy you want to fight and give us a guy that you would maybe want to avenge, would the avenging one be Reyes? Would that be a name? And who else would you like to fight in
Yeah,
2026?
well, I'd certainly like to avenge. Man, there's 3 Avenges that I really want. The Reyes for sure, and all these guys I like and respect too. I think Reyes is a great fighter. I dropped the ball on that one. Khalil Roundtree, a guy that I think that I beat. That DraftKings had me minus 650 to win after the fight was already fought. Roundtree was like plus 500. The fight was already fought. Roundtree won that one, so there's another one I could take back. And the Alonzo Minifield fight really freaking chaps my ass, man. I mean, I had that fight won, and again, just my style. The third round, I wasn't letting off. I kept peppering him with that jab, staying in his face. I got caught with a big hook, and that one I can't even complain about. I think I lost a split decision, and I can't argue that because I did take a big punch in the third round, and I mean I think I was winning 90% of that fight, but the damage was done at the end. So those 3 would be great to get back, and then Jan Blachowicz, that's a guy I think I can go in there and respectfully to former champ, I think I can put him out too, man. I think I'm just quicker than some of these guys. My striking's better, and I'm just quicker to the punch. And I mean, I proved it time and time again that I've got a lot of power and a lot of pop in my punches, and a lot of good precision and timing. And I think that pays off, man. There's some guys that I think I'm just quicker to the punch than, and he's one of them. So I think that would be a cool fight. Volkanovski, or excuse me, Volkan Ozdemir is a guy that I've had my eyes on as well. I think that's a good matchup for me. So there's big names, former title contenders, big names in the division that I'd love to get my opportunity against. It's just hard when I go out there and drop the ball the way I did against Reyes, and now it's like, dude, you gotta fight down here until you can peck your way up the order. So I know one thing, man. I got Jimmy Crute, who's a brute, extremely tough, and he's going to bring it, man. I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait for January 31st, February 1st, whatever the date is, and go out there and get my hands raised.
Well, it'll definitely be February 1st for you, because you're right. You're the one doing the fighting, and you'll be out there in Australia. Just a couple quick ones here. Are you okay on time? Just making sure, because you got the
Yeah, no,
professional.
totally, man.
Anywhere in Europe, is your last name ever pronounced Jacoby instead of Jacoby?
I've heard it that way a lot, but I don't know if it was. Yeah, I've heard it that way. People have said it that way before.
There's a guy in Wales. His name's Chris. He's a friend of mine, and he says Dustin Jacoby. But I've never recorded or never. I've never told him that's not how it's pronounced, because I actually think it sounds kind of cool. But every time he breaks down your fights and I hear him breaking them down, he always refers
Jacoby.
to you as Dustin Jacoby. And then when you told us earlier about your grandma, I thought, well, maybe in Europe there's certain parts where it's pronounced that way, and that.
Yeah, well, it was funny. That used to piss my mom off so much. Like when we'd wrestle when we were kids or do any kind of sporting event, people would announce our names and they'd be like Dustin Jacoby or my twin brother Darren Jacoby, and my mom would just scream at him, "It's Jacoby!" It would piss her off so bad. It's kind of funny, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
like
man,
Jacoby.
I've it's
All
been
right.
butchered many different ways.
All right, that's one. Two, how many beers and how many wings were you in when they made that call? Like, were
Oh,
you an
dude,
absolute slob, or had you just started?
absolute slob. Absolute slob. I'd been drinking all day, and I was at my buddy Brian Foster's having some fights. I was there as a guest fighter, and I was just mingling with the crowd, just hanging out, talking with everybody, and yeah, we ended up going to B Dubs. I had my a former fighter John Matson, another good buddy of mine, used to fight in the UFC. He was out there as well, and he's a heavyweight, so I was trying to keep up with him. And yeah, we were getting after it for sure that next morning at the airport, getting ready to fly back. Got the call, and I was like, the first thing I thought of was the B Dubs the night before. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I didn't even think about the performance. I was thinking about looking at like a slob stepping on the scale. That's a huge pet peeve of mine, man. I'm like, guys that go out there and just don't look past the eyeball test. I'm like, what have you been doing the past 10 weeks? Like,
Yeah,
does this not
I
matter
think
to
only
you? And
Fedor could pull that off, right?
yeah, exactly. No kidding, man.
Everyone would
Yes,
look at Fedor, maybe BJ Penn, and just go, for real, and then all of a sudden they're out there and like they're some of the best in the world.
for sure.
So how many pounds did you have to lose that time?
I the max I usually get's around 220, so it wasn't too
Oh,
bad.
okay, it
I
wasn't too
lose I
bad.
lose weight pretty quick. I mean, I'm like 218 right now, but pretty fit, so I don't have that big gut on me, and I drink a gallon of water a day, so I can make weight tomorrow. It's never a big deal for me.
All right, two times Justin earlier. I thought, man, he's bullshitting, but I'm gonna ask him. One, you convinced me. Were you really convinced that when they told you you're fighting Jimmy Crute, you were like, yeah, let's go? Because that guy has been wrestling and grappling more. You like to throw these hands and kick. He's changed his style a little bit. He likes to grapple. So were you really excited at that prospect? I would have thought you liked more of the stand-up guys.
Well, I like the test. I like the fact that he called me out. He called me out a couple fights ago, and
Okay.
that fired me up a little bit. And
Yeah.
so now, I mean, yeah, asking you shall receive, man. He called me out. He's gonna get at the best of me. He's gonna get everything, and yeah, the thought of fighting him in Australia, like the first thing I thought of
That's
was
the
me
other
making
one.
that walk,
Mhm.
and people screaming at me, maybe throwing beer on me. I love that, man.
Imposters?
I got chills right now talking about it. Like, I love doing things that people say I can't do, and I love rising to the occasion. And when it's go time, man, I'm one of the best performers. One of the guys that really can seize the opportunity. I've done it my whole life. I've never shied away from competition. I've never shied away from the bright lights. And yeah, that fired me up big time. I'm not extremely thrilled about him coming out and just trying to grapple me, but it's also to my advantage too because my cardio is always good. I'm going to be in top notch shape, and Crute tends to fade a little bit as the fight goes on, especially when he's not able to finish you in the first. So I'm very confident in my abilities to survive that first round. And then from there, man, I get to go out there and put on a show and pepper him up a little bit. But hopefully he wants to throw down too, man. Either way, Crute's a great fighter, and I can't wait to get that on my belt.
You gonna do a shoey afterwards?
I would love to do a shoey, man. I will not shy away from that either.
The other one was the other BS that I thought that you were excited to go halfway around the world to fight, and not so much for the travel. I've seen that you've traveled everywhere, especially in kickboxing, but the taxes. I'm hearing a lot about the taxes. A lot of the American fighters are like, man, they're double taxing me. Same thing with Anthony Joshua, 92 million reported in boxing, but they're going to take like 50 between the United States and the UK. Tell me about that. Is that something that factors into your decision making at all, or do you win some, lose some?
Robbery, man. I mean, you know what? It certainly did factor in, but again, I'm at the point of my career where it just really fired me up to get that opportunity to, travel over there. It's something different. And because that's his homeland, that really fires me up to go into enemy territory and to go out there and put on a show and to ultimately beat him in his homeland, man. That really does fire me up. The tax implications suck. The travel sucks. In fact, my coach was trying to talk me out of it. He's like, dude, you don't want to do that. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of do though. Like, I know it's gonna suck that way, but it's just part of my legacy. It's part of my career. It's part of, just everything I've done, man. It's kind of led up to this moment. And Australia is also one of them places I've never been. And I always thought fighting would take me there. So when I got the call, I was like, let's go, man. It's almost like I threw it out there in the universe many years ago throughout my whole career, and it finally latched on, and I get the opportunity. So to me, the opportunity is everything, and everything else, the tax stuff, and it's all the cost of doing business, I guess.
All right, Goes has one last one for you.
I'll make it quick because I'm afraid you're gonna end up with chicken legs if you're in those things too long.
They turned off now, so I'm just chilling.
Okay. I have a pitch for you. You ready? Did you ever see Austin Powers?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Evil has a mini-me, right?
Yeah.
Would you be in the market for a mini Hanyak? Because we have one in our house, and I think he'd make a great mini Hanyak mascot. Laura, can you give the mini Hanyak over to George? He's here in our house.
This is a clown.
He is
this is the terrorist disguised as a clown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up for it. You got him right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me see this guy. The mini Hanyak. Oh, absolutely. I take him all day. This guy just a menace.
He's really cool right now. He's really chill. But Jack Russell Terriers, man, I'm telling you, they are relentless with energy. His name's Yogi.
Yogi?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yogi, what's up, dude? He looked right at me when I said it. Hell yeah, I take him. I see he's got a little Christmas sweater on. He's festive and ready for Santa Claus.
Yep.
He's a Hanyak.
More like Santa Paws.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, man. I love dogs. I take them for sure.
You got any?
I got a chocolate lab. Yeah, he's
nice.
8 years old. He's getting kind of old on me, man. He's moving slower these days, but yeah, I know we've done a lot of hunting. We do a lot of upland hunting, a lot of pheasant, chucker, quail, and I think it's just kind of caught up to him. I haven't got him out this year. He might be retired.
Gotcha. His name?
So his name's Dak.
Dak. All right.
So I am a Cowboys fan.
Let's end the interview now.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Safe travels. Good luck in the fight.
I know. I can't believe I said that on live air, but I was told it to my wife as I'm Dustin and she's Kayla. So Dustin and Kayla, DAK. She's like, I don't want to name him Dak.
That's a better explanation.
Yeah, man. So I have to admit that I am a Cowboys fan, and it has been brutal. It's been a brutal career, but I'm loyal, man. Yeah, I got to stick with them. How about this, though? We have a 4,000-yard passer, a 1,000-yard rusher, 2,000-yard receivers, and we don't make the playoffs.
Wow. I know they got hot there for a while. They had like a little 5-game winning streak, and then all of a sudden...
Yeah, just good enough to let you down.
Yeah.
Just good enough to get your hopes up. And
did you see the Jerry Jones Netflix special?
I did, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I thought it was cool.
I don't like the Cowboys, but I liked kind of going back through the 90s, and I'm a Niners fan, so it was a big rivalry back in the day. So seeing when Deion Sanders left our team to go to your team, I was like, oh man, just
Hey,
seeing how
the Niners are getting hot, man. They've been dealing with injuries all year, but
I know
they're coming alive. It's kind of worrying me because I obviously don't like the Niners, but
yeah. Well, this is a cool chat because normally most MMA fighters are like, I don't know about other sports, I just fight.
oh, I'm a huge football guy, man.
All right, cool. All right, man. Well, listen, it really was great talking to you, and I hope you have a safe camp. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy
And
holidays, fellas.
I hope you have a great fight out there in Australia, February 1st.
I sure do appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays, downtime with your family. I'll still be over here in compression boots and doing the Aerodyne bike all through the break, but duty calls and I'll be prepared come February 1st.
Sounds good. All right, Dustin, take care.
See you, fellas.